I was gonna think of like a new intro because this is actually my first post pandemic
Oh,
in
nice.
person interview, like in
Sheesh.
person. But I couldn't come up with a better
What was your
intro.
intro before?
It's
Oh,
this.
wait, I'm going to see it now. Okay, here we go.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Eyes Closed with the Faim. That's my old intro.
Oh, look, it's classic, simple, and effective.
Do you have any notes for me? Any ideas?
I think you pretty much nailed it.
Did
It's
I?
like,
Okay.
they know who we're talking about with. So
About
I can't even get my
about
words
and
right.
with no, I did introduce you, did I?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
I
They
said
know.
I
Oh,
didn't say I didn't say Steven.
it's Steven. That's me.
Steve. Okay. Cool. Well, your new album's coming out,
It is.
Talk. I think by the time the interview is live it's already out,
Sick.
but like it hasn't happened yet as of now,
We're
right?
like 2 weeks away, 3 weeks away, something like that.
Very
Two and a
exciting.
half.
Do you have any plans as to how you're going to spend the release day?
Well, I think we're playing a music festival in France on that day. The name escapes me because there is a few, and I get confused about which one it is.
No worries.
However, it's the one that's on the 8th of July. So
Okay.
if you're in France watching this, then you're like, oh, yep, that's my festival. Come down. We're going to be celebrating the release then. So hopefully we're going
Yeah.
to be going ham at the catering and getting lots of food. So that'll be good.
So that's your celebration style? It's just snacks and treats and
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Actually, we have a very special bottle of champagne given to us by some friends that we made in a wine store in Lyon,
ooh.
in France. And they came down to the Lyon show like a few weeks later, and they gave us this really nice bottle of champagne. We've been saving that. So I think we might pop that open on the
Amazing.
release day.
Oh my goodness. Okay, celebrating in style. So off the album, I've heard a couple of interviews already of you talking about certain songs that you're particularly proud of. Is there one song that you think like deserves a special mention? Not necessarily like because it's like your favorite song, but something about the production or a lyric that you're proud of or anything. Any fun facts? Can you share?
I think something that's cool about this record is there's like so many different like aspects that we're all super proud of because this one had so much of us in it. Like we did like our contributions towards production and all the demoing and recording and everything in this one compared to the last album is like so much more. So like there's like so much of such a big part of us in every song. One of them that I think is really cool and like a real step up in maturity of sound, I would say, is Madly Badly Fixed, which is the opener of the record.
Yes.
We're playing it live tonight. We've been playing it live on this tour, and it's been super cool. It's been awesome playing that live. And it's just like, the production on that is really cool. The structure is really different. And it started in a cool way where our guitarist Sam sent me, it was like a 3-minute long instrumental, which almost sounded jokey. Like I hate when I say this, but it was like a country rock thing. That's how I heard it. It was like
Hell yeah.
this country rock, but it really wasn't. It really wasn't. I don't know why I got country vibes. It's just what it is. Anyway, I then sort of like spliced it up but it just got like literally like the WAV file of like that recording, and then like got clips and put it together, and that formed like the structure basis of Madly Badly Fixed, and then wrote on top of that, and then that was like the demo. Then Josh recorded vocals on it, and then we brought that into production with Matt Pauling, and then working with him really just like took the production level from here to here and gave it like this super cool, unique vibe.
I remember hearing it and being like, "This is awesome!" And I
Sick.
wrote your press guy here in Germany. So yeah, what is the essential ingredient on Talk that you think was kind of missing maybe on State of Mind, or that was added now with this new album? Is it easy to sum up?
That's an interesting question. The essential ingredient. I think the biggest like ingredient all round is like we have learned so much about ourselves, about our songwriting and everything in the last like 2.5 years. And I think literally like what I was saying before is like the amount of us in these songs I think is like the special ingredient, because before one could call the ingredient time, because like literally before in State of Mind we were writing songs in between tours, and it was like we would tour and it's like, oh, we've got 2 weeks off, we need to record like 5 songs for the album, so we would go in with like 5 different producers and like write a song here, song here, song
Mm-hmm.
here, and then those were the songs that sort of made up the record. But now it was like we had like all of like 2020 and 2021 to like learn how to record demos ourselves, and we did a lot more writing by ourselves, and we just took like such a bigger like grasp on
Yeah.
songwriting and production for this album. And so that I think is the biggest difference between this one and the last one.
Would you say that there was one sort of most teachable moment, or as you're saying, kind of like the journey of what you learned?
I think it's definitely a journey. Like there's like so many moments which is where you realize something about yourself that, you know, whether it's like, oh man, I think I could do this differently, or like, yes, I now know that this is what's best for me. There's like so many moments like that occur like along the way, and like moments that define like your relationship with music. Like I know that at the end of 2020, I was feeling super burnt out with writing, and I was like really tired. But then like I moved to like Los Angeles, or at the end of 2021, and when I was there, I was like, oh, this is where I want to be, and I'm in a much better mental state. And then that there is like a moment like, and now like I feel good. I'm looking at music in a really, really positive way, and all of a sudden, like, you know, everything I'm doing, I'm like super proud of, and you sort of start to realize the things that you need to be able to write songs that you're stoked with. It's more than just like being in a session wherever you are and just like hoping that the song is great. There's so many factors, like life factors, that, you know, combine into what could make a good song.
You know, like I was going to ask you about things like, is there something about yourself that you learned through making this album? But there's probably so many things that you can't really say like, oh, I've gotten more confident or something like that. You know, it's probably hard to.
I think like, yeah, it depends on like what it is like that you mean by like about myself. Like there's things that I've learned like when I'm like writing a song. So like something that I have realized that's super important for me when I'm writing a song is for like to have a vision of what the end product will be. Like there's so many times I've gone to like write a song where I've got no idea what I'm doing. Like I'm like writing melodies or like chords, and it's just a melody, and or like I don't see the song. But as soon as I have like a vision, like it could happen in the shower, it could happen like wherever, but you have just this sort of vision of what it could be and the vibe in it all together, and it's hard to explain. But once you have that, like I could work on melodies for hours and come up with something and be like, oh, whatever. But as soon as you have an idea of like, oh, I think a song like this could be cool.
Please repeat.
How high is the gate on this? Does it pick that up? No. But yeah, as soon as you have a whole vision of the song, that helps really like set the pathway for, and it changes all the time, obviously, when you know, when developing a song. But having that like end goal in mind, being able to see it, like helps so much.
Interesting. Cool. So you mentioned about moving to LA, Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. Which you say with your great American accent.
Right. I also really I like the way that you say album, because you're like album. I don't know, as opposed to like album.
It sounds so similar.
You're like album.
Album.
Yeah, it's great. I don't know. Okay. Anyway.
Never picked up on that before, but I'm glad you like it.
Right. So you moved to LA. If you weren't a musician, do you think you would have moved to LA? Is there anything else that would have like attracted you to that lifestyle there? Like, what was your imagination?
Well, yeah, I'm not sure. Like, if I wasn't a musician, I don't know what I'll be doing. It definitely helps that my girlfriend lives there, so that is a big factor of moving there. It's a great place for music, so obviously, LA is a great place to be for music. If I wasn't a musician, I honestly have no idea, because like, what would my life involve if I wasn't a musician? It could be anywhere. Like,
you could be a professional chess player.
I do like a lot of chess, so that's interesting that you say that.
Do you? Okay, I just learned it this year.
Oh, okay, yeah. I started castling. Like, I never really castled much, but now like.
What is that?
What's castling?
What is that? Teach me your ways.
Castling is like, so you have your king in your castle, right?
Right.
And then if you move out your bishop and the horse that are in between that, and you haven't moved your king or your castle yet, you can do a little swap. So like the castle goes to here and the king goes to there.
Yes.
And it's a very important like defense technique. It makes it much harder to get you in a pickle.
And that's called castling.
Yeah.
Hey, okay. Well, I did learn chess in German, so I'm not
Nice.
super
I
familiar.
don't know what the translation for castling would be.
Okay, well, the
Yeah.
point is, yeah, you could be a professional chess player, and maybe the scene in Finland is really great for chess. So that's where life could have taken you. Okay. I mean,
Exactly.
yeah. Final question. Did
Yes.
you have a big like expectations versus reality moment when you came to LA? Was there maybe something about the music scene or
It's very
people there?
interesting because the very first I've been to LA like a lot of times, starting back in 2017 where we first like went out there to write songs, and then we were in and out of LA like 10 to 12 times before like I like moved there, probably, or more, 15 times, like so many times. It's like, oh, we're going to LA, out of LA, in and out. And so my expectations, I think, like I was just like starstruck by like Sunset Boulevard and Hollywood. Like we did all the tourist things and we're like, whoa, this is sick, and like going to the Roxy and all that. And now that I'm there, it's sort of like I'm like, oh, Hollywood Boulevard, that's really busy. Can we avoid that? Like, so it's the whole tourist aspect is gone, and now it's like,
sure.
you know, like if I'm like in like the marina or like, you know, like Santa Monica, Venice area, like just go for walks. And like now I know like more of the places, like the coffee shops that I like to go to, more than like, oh, I could see Shawn Mendes here, you know. Like the whole, you see like the tourist buses and they go past all the celebrity places and whatnot.
It's like a safari, but it's like celebrity safari.
Yeah.
It's gotta be so weird.
But like you can run into, like I ran into Bryan Cranston at a coffee, at like just a coffee shop. It was like
Yeah.
Pete's Coffee or something like that. And it's just like I just finished a session and then we're at a coffee shop just like getting coffee. And then the bloke outside who opened the door for us before, but we couldn't tell because he was in a mask, and he sits down, takes the mask off, like, it's Bryan Cranston from Breaking Bad. There you go. Just
Dude.
at a coffee shop. So those things, and you still like get very excited. I was very excited. I was like, oh my God, love you.
Man, that's your life now. I mean, get used to it, you know. You're a part of it now. Can you imagine like people do that with you as well? They're like, oh, that's Steven from the Faim.
I look, the day that I could compare myself to Bryan Cranston is, I think, the day I lose all of my, like, that the ego has taken over. One could never be on the level of popularity of Bryan Cranston.
Oh man, we'll see. Let's see. Maybe Talk is gonna make that happen for you guys.
Maybe.
Dude, thanks so much for hanging out. It's been a beautiful day.
Cheers for having me.
You're about to play a very sweaty show.
Oh, it's going to be hot. We were just sound checking, and the lights were on us in sound check. It's already like blistering hot.
It's gonna get
And there's
so
no one
much
in there.
worse.
There's no one in there yet.
I know.
It's
Yeah.
going to be rammed.
Dude, have a great show. Thanks again. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.
Cheers.
Peace.